Hello, YouTube. I do not have a set and I don't have the finances to own a house, but what I do have is unfettered internet access. And this is I read it somewhere, a channel where we look at whatever my brain rot leads me to online. Usually it's Reddit, and today it is the r/Zillow Gone Wild. Now, there used to be a few creators on YouTube who did videos on Zillow Gone Wild. Like, I think they created it. I think it was Sarah Shower and Brittany Broski before the drama happened or didn't happen, depending on who you ask. And Gus Johnson before he turned into an ass. I have missed my fill of that sort of content. I got really close with one guy on TikTok, whose name I currently forget, that did videos that are Canadian houses compared to European castles, and compare what you could get for $2 million in Canada versus what you could get as a European castle.
Canadian real estate versus little European castles, Part 21. Today's property was sent in by Gina, who is a longtime viewer and secret source for some of my videos. This is 60 Glendale Avenue in Toronto, Ontario, and this is the actual cover image that they picked for the listing. Not a great sign. Here's another angle of the house. You can see that the windows are made of wood. Interesting choice. You've also got a garage at the back, as you can see here. Here's your driveway, which seems like it'll be super fun to back out of every day, especially because you get to share it with your neighbor. And here's a close-up of the garage roof where you can see you can probably use a couple of new shingles here and there. Now normally this is the part of the video where I would say, let's take a look inside. But unfortunately with this property, no access to the interior will be granted due to the mold and asbestos, which I'm sure will lead many of you to say that this is a perfect development property on this 27 by 90 foot lot. And obviously I checked the zoning on this one, so it's regular residential zoning with a floor space ratio of 0.6. Not that good. That means after you're done tearing down this house, which is so full of mold and asbestos that you can't even go inside, you could build a home of up to 1,458 square feet. Not tiny, but not exactly a palace or a condo development either. I always check this information, but a lot of people in the comments section seem to think that I'm totally unaware of it, so I'm telling you up front this time. So what'll it cost you to live here? Only $930,000. That's fair. On the other hand, if you feel like you need to save a couple $100,000, you'll have to settle for the castle in France instead. This castle, situated on over 12 acres of woodland, dates from the end of the 19th century and features over 5,000 square feet of living space with 13 bedrooms and 3,000 additional square feet of outbuildings. Many characteristic elements of the castle are preserved, including the towers, the high ceilings, fireplaces, parquet floors, a central staircase, and moldings, the decorative kind, not the actual mold kind like in Toronto. The castle was renovated in the 1980s and 90s. Today, the castle and outbuildings are divided into 4 separate dwellings, creating the opportunity for a variety of uses, such as a bed and breakfast, event space, or if you've been considering that French castle commune with you and your friends, this could be your chance. So, what's your pick? The house in Toronto that's so filled with mold and asbestos that you aren't allowed to go inside because it's too dangerous to your health? Or the castle? Let me know in the comments. And if you're really determined to miss the point of what I'm doing, and you think the house in Toronto is still a better deal, then please comment and talk to us about it, because it's very funny for me and the other people who watch these videos.
I'm just a nosy bit. I love snooping on other people's stuff, so I really like looking at other people's homes, usually homes that I can never afford, always homes that I can never afford. I am a perma-renter, and judging the out of them. Now, Zillow Gone Wild, when it first came out, was supposed to be talking about just the worst of the worst houses, like the most bonkers thing you've ever seen. This subreddit seems to be a little bit more lax on it. Sometimes it's just stuff that's expensive, and then sometimes it is, what the is this? Why would anyone ever buy it? So I'm probably not going to be super negative, especially when you take into account I don't have good taste. I'm gonna like some shit you guys are not gonna like, and we just need to accept that and move on. So without further ado, let's judge some houses on Zillow Gone Wild. So this is what 220,000 gets you in Muncie, I think is the name. And first of all, it starts off great. I love everything about this. I love the window flower beds. I love, granted, the thing could be painted anything other than yellow. They painted this any other color, like blue or even black or like that dark phthalo green. This house would be stunning on the outside. I immediately love the fireplace. I'm not gonna lie though, the massive mirror, I feel like I would be waiting for that thing to fall down on my head all the time. I have a massive mirror on my, what's it called? Vanity? Yeah, vanity. It's chest of drawers with a mirror on top of the vanity. And it is slightly smaller than that. And every time I walk past them, like, this thing's gonna fall over on me one of these days. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get trapped in the mirror forever. And that's what this mirror, that's the vibes this mirror is giving me. We've got more of the outside, and it's starting to annoy me how much things are not straight, but that's fine. We can get over that. And then a lovely galley kitchen. I know a lot of people don't like galley kitchens and prefer like the open floor plan thing, but I've lived in open floor plans, and then I've lived in older houses that are like very like sectioned off with proper rooms. And I gotta say, I prefer the galley kitchens and the kitchens that are in their own enclosed rooms. I just feel like, I don't know, I guess I must have like a fear of big open spaces, but I don't like being seen at all times. I don't need the panopticon weighing in when I'm doing the dishes or making the food. And people are like, oh, it's for the women to host and to communicate and stuff. I'm like, you have a living room that you could use at any time. And again, this might just be me because I hate it when there's a peanut gallery in the kitchen. I can't tolerate people in the kitchen when I'm making food. If I'm making food, especially for a party, do not need people talking to me. Do not need people watching me. Okay, give me an enclosed little kitchen with like they have a tablet or like a mounted TV like my grandparents used to do, and keep the open concept kitchens the f- away from me. Also, gives you way more wall space to like put things. I feel like open concept houses are houses exclusively for people who do not really have a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of walls. You can't put in a lot of shelves. You have nowhere to put stuff. And when you make a mess in one part of the room, on top of the fact that there's not really as much storage space, even though it is usually like a larger floor plan, it looks like a mess no matter what you do. Unless you have like literally nothing and you're a minimalist, it's gonna look messy. Okay, I think they probably should have used this angle before the other angle, because this makes it look like a galley kitchen and this makes it look like a proper kitchen room. I love this. I love the counters so much. And the cupboards, I can only reach the bottom of that. But I'd need a ladder to get up there, but oh my god, the cupboard space. And then you have the little back door, and I would assume there's a muck room or like a laundry room behind it. And then we come back to this area. I don't think we needed numerous photos of it. It's a very empty room with, frankly, a bit of a tacky chandelier. There is like, I like extravagance to a certain point, but then there are points where it's like, you didn't need to do that. And you guys didn't need a chandelier in a sitting room that I guarantee you rarely use. Like if this were me, there would not be a chandelier there. There wouldn't be like two random couches that never get used. And you'll see this a lot in like the richer homes and mansions. They have so much space, they try to fill it up with stuff. And so what do? They put like couches and chaise longues and chairs there because you got to fill up the space, but they never use them. This could be a very functional, very beautiful either dining room or, because of the bay window, a breakfast nook. I love breakfast nooks. Although I think to have a breakfast nook, it needs to be attached to the kitchen. I do gotta say though, this would be so much better if it wasn't just drenched in white and gray paint. Like, can you imagine this in all hardwood? Because I guarantee it was originally like hardwood or like a nice green. I think you're gonna get the fact that I like the color green a lot. I just feel like the whites and the grays sort of get rid of the coolness of this house. This bathroom's doing too much. This bathroom, I love it. It's beautiful, but it's doing too much. You've got the little laundry room in there. You have the sinks, but there's two, so I think this might be the master bedroom. And it's really pretty. I feel like we could have gone with a single sink. I feel like if you're going to do two sinks, the counter should probably be longer. That's just my personal taste. And then you have in the corner a beautiful deep bathtub, which I want like you would not believe. I think there's more photos there. And then a shower basin. And it's like, it's just doing too much. I think showers should be attached to baths. I don't like houses that have a shower and bath in the same room, but they're in different places. But I do love that. I will say though, as a klutz, I would be tripping on that ledge like you would not believe. The last house that my mom had where I lived with her, that she and my stepfather rented, they had this lovely deep bath, but it had this wide stone ridge, and oh my god, I am such a klutz. I've fallen over that so many times. Like, I had to chip out of part of my shin, smashing it on the like a faux granite tile. Was it faux? It might have been real granite. They paid a lot of rent on that place, and it's like, some things look good, but you need to practically think, like, do you want to step in your bathroom where everything gets wet? What if you hurt yourself for whatever reason and can't go up the steps very much? How are you going to get into your bath and elevated shower? It's not for me. I do really like their recessed baths, though. I feel like if you have the choice between putting things like on steps and pedestals or having one of those recessed baths that you step down into, I'm always going to prefer that. Although I feel like it has the same amount of danger. Oh, and the jets, which I know the internet is trying to hate right now because of like all the dirt and stuff that gets collected in there. But I just want to point out, if you're not dirty and you take care of your stuff's not going to be dirty. If you don't ever clean your jets and then TikTok reminds you to clean it after living in a place for 10 years, yeah, it's going to be really gross. I have questions about the sliding barn door, because we have a normal hinge door here, but this is a sliding barn door, and you can tell that it was not made for that because the door frame was made for a proper door. It's like, I like sliding barn doors, but one, it has to be an actual barn door, not a door that you took off its hinge with a window on it on a railing. It has to be a proper barn door. But also, you can't just slap it on. Like, you need to make it look like it was supposed to be put there. This looks like someone watched HGTV in like 2010 and went, oh yeah, I can have one random sliding barn door in my house and I don't really need to do anything about it. It's very weird considering how much effort and how well done the rest of the house is. And then this is beautiful. I want all of this. I feel like, though, if you're going to have a house like this, you should probably put a little more effort into the backyard. I feel like it's lacking a lot, but they put this on Zillow. Whoever buys it can put the effort in, and that is too much white. That is too much white. It's literally hurting my eyes. I do love it, though. I'm a sucker for bay windows like you would not believe. And then a sauna, because every rich person has to have a sauna in their house. I will never understand the point of saunas. I don't buy into that whole, oh, well, you can sweat out the toxins. You can lose weight. I'm like, you're losing water weight from sweating that you're going to gain back in 10 seconds by drinking a half bottle of water. It's not. I don't understand it. And maybe it's just because I really, really hate the sensation of being hot and sticky and gross. I don't understand the saunas, but apparently it's like super cool and a rich person thing. I just don't understand it. The backyard is much bigger than I thought it was originally. They could be doing so much more with it, but it's so pretty. See, I love this. I don't know why it's in Zillow Gone Wild. It doesn't have a tag or anything either. People are in the comments saying it's in Munchie, the address. I'm not sure I want to post the address. I might want to blur that out. It's like, you might want to take a few minutes to, I don't know, check that area out. I've lived in and around Munchie all my life and was born a few blocks from here. No. I'm looking now, and most of the houses on the block have at least one boarded up window. And y'all need to get your heads out of your ass, because I definitely live in an area where we have a lot of homeless and a lot of drug abuse, and we have a lot of dump houses. And listen, for that price, you're just gonna have to get over it, okay? General rule of thumb, if you don't want to be with by the crazy people, leave them alone. Don't talk to them. Get a security camera and get a dog, and you'll be fine, I guarantee. For that price, I don't know about you guys. I don't know the privilege y'all grew up with, but I'd be taking that immediately. The fact that you oh no, the area, because nope. What $750K buys you in Flint, Michigan? That is a whole fucking castle. So let's check out this literal fucking castle. That's insane for 750,000. There has to be something wrong with it. No, it's got a whole, that's not a courtyard, but like a whole, is that a courtyard? I thought the courtyards were the things, they're like little gardens in Santa. Oh, whatever. Driveway, front lawn, you're gonna find out that I'm not very smart. I do like green, but I don't like carpet. I feel like if you're gonna have carpet on these sorts of stairs, you should get like a fancier one and not just like the cut up green shag carpets. I'll put a photo on the screen somewhere of like the type of carpets for stairs that I like, but they're ones that are specifically made for it, and they have like little metal bars to hold them in. I don't know the words for it. I'll put a photo on it somewhere. Is that a skylight or is that a painting? I want to see that better. Oh, they don't show it. Given the light, it may have been... No, it has to be a painting. That's a painting. This is what I'm talking about. So I hate wood paneling when it's just like the strips of wood paneling, because I grew up with houses with that, right? Stuff that hung around from the 80s and 90s. I hate it. But when I say like wood paneling can be nice, this is what I'm talking about. Artisanal, carved, like effort put into it, not just like cheap, usually fake, long strips of wood attached to the wall. This is beautiful. Remove the god-awful carpet, by the way. You're ruining the parquet floors because you have that ugly carpet. But oh my god, it's great. Also, why is that couch soft blue? That does not fit anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from anything else. This, I will admit, is getting tacky. Yeah, I don't know who set up this whole area, but it is, I will admit, it is getting tacky. This could be so much nicer than it is. Why do you need 2 dining rooms? Because that's what these are. These is specifically a dining room. That's not a breakfast nook or anything. That's a dining room with another dining room. This one's less tacky than the other one. It's a beautiful mud room that they could be doing more with.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that green is killing me. It's not the green that I'm talking about when I say green can look good. It's the puke green mixed with the sea of unending white. There's no definition. I feel like I'm in a mental hospital. Like Sunny Meadows before the Phasmophobia games probably looks like this. I do like the old style sink and stuff, but I feel like this, if I moved in here, I would have to take so much time to peel off the layers of white paint. Like it even looks like okay, actually that one might be marble. For a second before I saw the gray on this side, I'm like, it looks like they painted over the counter. The tile can look nice, but it can only look nice if there's other colors in the room. It's just the sterile white with the puke hospital floor. It kind of looks like a hospital floor, actually, now that I think about it. It ruins it, because this could be a really beautiful kitchen. I would rob a bank and saw off my own arm for that cooking range. I hope you guys know that. I feel like we didn't see the whole house. I feel like we saw some of the main floor. I want to know what's going on upstairs. Why did the person who posted it didn't think to like to show the rest of the house? Someone commented, sharp drop in the value around 2015, 2016. Boy, I wonder what that could be. Yeah, kitchen looks like a mortuary. A lot of people in the comments aren't aware that the water crisis has finally been fixed as of this year. Water isn't an issue anymore. No, but like people remember that, and if it happened once, and it wasn't just that it happened, it's that it happened for so long, that's gonna keep people away. It's gonna keep the prices down. Although, as far as I know, it was more the poorer black communities. I don't think it was in the communities that had houses like this. But even in that case, like my mom had a cottage we went to all the time. She lived there for a time, and it was, I'm not gonna dox myself, so I'm actually not gonna tell you where it was, but it was in a little country area, and we didn't have water. Okay, we had well water, but you don't drink the well water. It is ugly. It is yellow. You will most definitely poison yourself and get some sort of brain-eating parasites. You don't drink the water there. You buy it in jugs and you bring it over. If you do any dishes, you have to use a shit ton of bleach, or just be smart and use the bottled water. You showered rarely because it smelled of eggs. Let me just say, I like being in the city. I appreciate the city a whole lot more now. I'm just saying, if I lived in an area again where I had to do that, because it wasn't the end of the world, but then I lived in this place, I feel the fact that I lived in this place would cancel out the fact that you just need to buy bottled water and jugged water and use some bleach. Something has to be done about that atrocious kitchen, though. Okay. We joining the group? Hello, baby. Oh, we have a kitty joining. Do we have a kitty joining? Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby girl, can you say hello? Say hello, you too. So I'm preparing myself because the title of this is, wow, how beautifully preserved. Oh no. And first of all, stunning. I love solariums, or otherwise known as like sunrooms. They're beautiful. If I ever get my own house, I want one big time. But the wraparound solarium on what should be the porch is a decision that I never thought of till now, and I love it. I'm like, God, it gets better on the inside. I love it so much. I need that. How is this gonna get bad? Beautiful antique wood stairs. Stunning. I'm taking notes. I'm gonna make this in The Sims. A nice dining room. Jesus, that is a really fancy table. Oh. It's got the old sink that I like, but what the fuck? This has to be the ugliest cabinetry I've ever seen in my life. Why is there an office? What? Why did they decide to make this a office break room? The breakfast nook with the table is breaking my brain. The breakfast nook with the table with only roly-poly office chairs mixed with the weird. Okay, this is gonna get unhinged. Yeah. Why is this an office break room? Dear Lord. They have. Okay, I don't like this. The stove's here, but the oven's here. Why would it? I don't. This is a nitpick. It means nothing, but I don't like the fact that the oven's not underneath the stove. That's just a me thing. It means nothing, especially when you compare it to whatever the f is going on with these god-awful cabinets. Okay, we're back to nice. I think the red probably is, there's too much warm tones in this. Again, a green or actually controversial take because there's so many red wood tones in this. This might actually be a pretty okay place to have a white, gray, or a beige. Why is there 2 showers? I guess this would work for couples that shower together. I will never be that. I don't understand people who will shower with their partner because the shower is me time. It's alone time. It's where everyone fucks the fuck off and I decompress. So I guess this would be really good for people to shower because I hear that sometimes people have a problem where they'll shower with their girlfriend and they'll be like shivering in the back, which is, I say, just stop showering with your girlfriend. Wait, you'll be fine. But I do like this, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It seems a little confused with what decade it is. Because we've got the like, sort of faux Tuscan type thing going on with the type of stones and stuff on the beautifully deep bathtub. You've got the 2005-esque wall shelves. And then this weird little pink toilet. I just feel like... Also, are these chamber pots? Why are we putting the chamber pots on the bathtub? I just feel like this is another case of just because you have money doesn't mean you have taste. Whoever decorated this has no idea what they're doing. I want to see more of this house though, because they keep showing houses, but they only show parts of the house. Because this is so beautiful. And then the foyer is beautiful, and then the dining room is beautiful, and then immediately they're like, ugliest fucking kitchen you've ever seen. And then normal bedroom, and then weirdest bathroom, and that's it. That's the whole house. I want to see the rest of it. But why would they want to make their kitchen look like a break room in an office building designed by psychopaths? That's a good question. Clearly, they rounded the cabinet so they could zoom around on office chairs while cooking. Actually, that would make things way funnier and way better. I would support it if that was the case, but unfortunately, I think they just have bad taste. That's crazy because it is so beautiful on the outside. This one is not sure why I'm so excited when a house looks easily fortifiable, but here we are. This is another one where it's like a mini castle. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it because that's beautiful. Are those two separate garages? They have doors leading to the doors, like the rich person version of a portcullis. I don't care. I love it. I assume that's a cabinet. I don't know what all these buttons are for. This is beautiful, and I know people are going to get on me about the shiplap. Listen, I know I'm the end of the millennials, but I'm still a millennial, and I love shiplap. And it is not the same as the wood paneling. So don't you say that to me. I know my hypocrisy. Off. I love it. I love faux rustic shit, okay? Because, yes, it does have a lot of, like, the shit that I don't like being, like, the white everything. But it's also mixed with, like, natural colors and rustic stuff with, like, industrial elements, and I love it, okay? I think it is frankly perfect. And you can fight me about that. You will lose, because I will sit on you.
You will respect my authority!
Like, I would love this living room. I think my mom and stepdad had a living room that looked pretty similar to this at some point. Like, I love it. Not loving the open concepts, though. And I don't like that the windows are not cohesive. Why are these ones tall? And then this one's short for no reason, but there's no, like, wall in between. Like, I would understand if this was in a bathroom at one point and it was, like, a little powder room, then that would make sense that this is like this compared to another. But I feel like whatever used to be here, and there was something there, it got torn down to make it the open concept. See, it just looks cluttered, and it's not a messy house. That's because you can see everything. It makes it horrible. There's not a lot of stuff in there, but it's cluttered. Beautiful kitchen. More shiplap. I feel like in the kitchen, you need to start having tiles to protect the walls and shit. Have an other living room, because you can't just have one. I think this would count as a den, to be fair. And then a beautiful bedroom with a fireplace. I'm not sure I feel good about having fireplaces in bedrooms. I'm terrified of fires like you would not believe. That mantle is way too high as well. But it's beautiful. I'm just nitpicking at this point. Oh, and the roof? Beautiful. Dust magnet, but beautiful. I love it when they have those like support beams going around the top. And I've never seen a roof with like wood, kind of almost parquet on top of that, but I really like it. It almost looks like the roof was woven, and I love it. Third living room, by the way, or second den. And this is now when we're getting to the point where there's just a little bit too much white. It starts to get monotonous down here. The upper floors, it had some sort of like cohesion, and it had some style because it was also mixed with like beiges and natural colors and different textures and stuff. Now, the most interesting part is the roof. Beautiful little mini garden. And I live here. I could live here. I could paint everything black, and it could be gothic and weird and lovely. I love this house. I don't know why it's here. Shiplap. Shiplap as far as the eye can see. Yeah, but that can be fixed and wouldn't even be a difficult reno. You don't need to fix it. The shiplap looks good. If you remove the shiplap from this, I'm stealing your left shoes. For me, the deal killer is that it's a golf course community. But yeah, I agree. Oh, and it has an HOA. Ew. So you pay HOA fees until you die because someone shot a golf ball into the side of your head. That is, by the way, I have anxiety, in case you guys haven't noticed. That is one of the things that I worry about being around golf courses, because I think I saw something on like 1,000 different ways to die, and like someone got killed by having a golf ball hit him in the head, and then someone somewhere said that that's not uncommon. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm terrified of golf courses now. 159,000 gets you a parking spot. in Boston. That's crazy. That's hilarious. There's no way you can list that and request a tour. What are you going to do? Walk up to the parking lot and be like, ah, yes, nice pavement. What the fuck is going on here? Do you remember the numerous times where I said money doesn't equal taste? Because you know that's expensive as fuck. But what is it? A big empty box with glasses. You know the saying, don't throw stones in glass houses? This is the house that they're talking about. Oh my god, is that supposed to be the kitchen? Is that the bathroom? What the fuck is going on here? Who made this shit? I hate minimalist. I hate minimalist shit like you would not believe. And this, like, how much did they spend to make this? They cleared part of a forest to make this. There's a massive carbon footprint for this, and it's hideous. I complain about them not showing the second floors and only showing certain things. This is one of the things where I don't need to complain about that. You can see straight through the entire floor plan from outside. This would be good for, like, a cafe. I think I actually made a cafe similar to this in The Sims, but the difference is that's a retail area, and then this is supposed to be someone's house. Like, how are you supposed to relax just there? Anyone could walk onto the property. I'm not seeing any fences whatsoever. And they can see you just hanging out. You could never walk around in anything less than, like, completely dressed up. And God forbid you want to have sex anywhere other than the bedrooms with the blinds. That's ugly, I'm sorry. So this post is called, there are houses for people who like a harbor view, and then there's this. And straight up, I love houseboats. I do, I really do. That being said, the outside of this one is ugly. It's ugly and bland, and this whole place just kind of looks bleak. But the inside is something I love, because this is stunning. This is great. Like, that's legitimately beautiful. The Gen Z are going to come for me in this video, okay? My one saving grace is that I'm not a paint everything white millennial. However, my character flaw in the younger generation's eyes is that I am the beige millennial, unfortunately. That's just how I grew up, and I love it. I love my shiplap. I love my beige. I love my, like, beige woods. Not beige wall paint for whatever reason pisses me off, but, like, neutral wood tones, slightly warm wood tones. I love it. I don't love having to climb a ladder to get upstairs, though. I have a knee injury, and I would die. I'm just pretend I didn't see that. This is a pretty nice bathroom. Again, I feel like the vanity is too short to be having 2 sinks in it. Also, the little cracks on the side where the towels go down, if you drop anything down there, you're not getting it out. I don't think you can move the whole vanity. That's a choice. I usually like tiles, but I'm gonna say I love this house, actually. And I feel like a large part of why I love this house is the way that it was staged and the way they decorated it. I'm not sure it would look as nice after they take everything out and you have to decorate it yourself. What I don't like is the open bedroom thing. I don't think anyone should be able to see into your bedroom from the dining room. I think that's very weird. I think that's a sewing room. Yeah, that's a sewing room. It's a shitty quality thing. It's got a heavy-duty sewing machine in there. Love it. Love the cabinets. Another sewing machine. Yeah, they must have had their own business or something. You know what this room kind of makes, or not this room, but this house kind of reminds me of? Bunny the Talking Dog. I don't think it's Bunny's house, but it's very similar. They also live on a houseboat, and the outside reminds me of their houseboat. That being said, as much as I love the water, and I do love the water, not a fan of seeing this shit everywhere. I don't like the noise that comes with harbors because they're noisy and they're busy, and not in the city way, in the annoying way. Doesn't always smell good, and the weather can be shit. And I can only imagine how hard it is trying to get your mail to this. And honestly, I have no idea how, like, the tides and how the weathers affects houseboats. Like, I'm sure they're sturdy, but I'm super paranoid of, like, natural disasters, so that alone would be like, no, I can't do it. That's a much nicer photo. They should have had that as the cover photo. What happens with solid waste? Genuinely curious. Houseboats have a waste tank. The marina will charge a fee and pump it out whenever you call and make an appointment, or on a regular schedule depending on their pump out boat schedule. A little boat with a hose comes by and hooks up into the waste tank outlet and sucks it all out. Our marina is in a city, so it gets dumped into the city sewer system and heads to treatment plant. I never actually thought about how the logistics of how that and how like water would work on that. I guess that makes sense, because that's what you do on like a camper truck, basically, is you would have someone else come suck it out. Like a camper truck, there's a word for that. An RV. Follow the price drop since 2023, and it'll be nearly free in a couple of years at this rate, down from nearly 5 million. I don't know why you would get 5 million for that. Someone said, dang, they really thought they were going to make bank with this flip. They can barely break even at this rate. Yeah, house flippers, I'm sorry. I know HGTV told you that it was a good idea and that's how you can make money. But first of all, it's scummy. And second of all, it's not realistic. There's no world where that is almost $5 million. And like, no matter how nice it is, again, you need to take into consideration, it's in a busy harbor. It's the only house there, so you look weird. It's noisy. You have to pay someone to get rid of your waste. I don't know how the plumbing system works, but I assume that's a nightmare to try to deal with. It's not really that big because houseboats rarely are. And again, you can't get your Amazon deliveries or your food deliveries there. So like, that's a deal breaker on its own. $5 million and you can't get Uber Eats? F you, sorry. Would love a houseboat. Imagine fishing off your porch. Pretty sure it's not a houseboat, but a floating home. Lots of them on rivers around Portland. I think the distinction is that houseboats are self-propelled and floating homes are just houses built on giant log floats that never move. Oh, I'm learning a lot here. Although I feel like that might have been common sense and I'm a little dumb. I was a handyman. Why was that in quotations? For yachts in Puget Sound. I would never buy or live on a houseboat. The only thing worse is just living on a regular boat. It has all the ownerships downsides of boats, RVs, and houses in one. I mean, my mother and her current boyfriend lived on their boat in the summer. They were sort of not really nomadic. They went from the cottage in the winter, which they winterized, and then in the summer they would live on their boat. And it's a specific taste for a specific type of person, but it's not the end of the world. It's not really that uncomfortable. It's just small. It really is just small. I feel like the only people that like would really dislike it are the type of people that like need a really big house with many rooms, and if they don't have that, they feel like cramped up, which is fair. Small spaces are not for everyone, but it's really not that bad. Same with RVs. My grandma had one that she lived in for a while. This is not the end of the world. It's just a different type of living. And yeah, COVID convinced a lot of people that they could do that whole boat life or car life and stuff. And it's a lot more expensive than you would think. We are an hour in, and I could go forever if I had the time. But we'll leave it off on this one because the rest of the things that I've seen are just really nice mansions. We gotta end on some unhinged ones. And I saw this title and I knew something was up. So our last post of the day is going to be must love couches. Got a pretty interesting outside, not overly ostentatious. I do love these like latticed windows. And then you go inside. And you are met with the first house you've ever made on The Sims 2. What the fuck is with all the couches? Why? And those are expensive couches. Why the fuck is that there? And then a fish tank, just to even it out. I feel like this, I'm going to say something controversial, but you'll agree with me. If you really think about it, I feel like this is where pornos are shot and where orgies are had. This is the only reason for all of this. That's insane. And of course it's open plan, because why wouldn't it be? Oh, more couches. At least this one looks kind of normal. Jesus Christ. Why? You spent so much money on this, and the only logical explanation is that you did this because you're having a lot of orgies. There is no other explanation as to why you would have all these couches. That place, I just know smells gross, and I don't care if you think that my head's in the gutter, okay? Name one other reason why this would be a thing. Name. In the comments, tell me why you think this would ever be a reason, or a thing, for any reason other than orgies. Okay. Someone said Middle Eastern multifamily house. Let's just say it looks very similar to my time in Iraq and Afghanistan. 100% Middle Eastern. Just look at the wall decor. A picture of a Middle Eastern guy in Arabic style and a photo of Mecca. Okay, but how big is your family that you need to line your entire house with a million couches? I don't think this has anything to do with Middle Eastern. I mean, they might be Middle Eastern, but I'm saying these people are having orgies. Came here to say the same. Looks like every room I ever saw outside the wire in Iraq. Ironically, even with the couches, there was still a lot of sitting on floors. Why? If you have that many couches, why would you sit on the floors? Cultural differences, okay? I get it. Cultural differences. I just will not pretend to understand this. In the travel shows I watch, a lot of Middle Eastern homes are set up with couches all along the edge. Why? Holy couches, but at least they all match in each room. Looks a lot like a Saudi home with a lot of meetings scheduled. Not sure I like that many couches in each room. Okay, everyone in the comments are saying Middle Eastern. Maybe this just proves I know nothing about the Middle East. Because my brain went like, there is no logical reason for any of this. I still think even if you are Middle Eastern, though, this must be excessive, right? This must be. At the very least, whatever Middle Eastern family that owns this place has no taste at all. Because what the fuck is going on here? I'm sorry, I just cannot respect this. You don't need that many couches, man. Your family is not that big. Actually, let's take a second to count all of them. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. I'm not going to continue. You don't have over 100 family members that are visiting your goddamn house. You do not need this. This is insane. This is tacky. It's too much. And it makes the head hurt with all the patterns. I'm sorry. This is actually a real thing, I think. This might be an actual thing. They definitely use this space for communal prayer time and possibly religious services. Not bad, but not homey. First of all, very bad, ugly shit. But that would make sense if it was for communal prayer time. Especially with the carpets, that does make sense. But my thing, if you're gonna do this, first of all, get like custom couches, because they do have custom couches you can get that like fit the room. Don't have stuff that are just tacky to look at. Like, I'm sorry. This kind of makes sense. It all fits one style. It's only a little bit tacky. This is a different style. It makes sense. But then you get down to this, and this is where I just can't. This has to be the most busy photo I've ever seen in my life. That's all I can do. Not because I am getting bored, but because my camera battery is dying and I could go for hours just bitching. But I need to get this video up tomorrow because I'm procrastinating a lot. The little rat in my autistic brain that makes me do the computer things is like, actually, we need 4 days to do nothing else. So that was this video. If you like this video, comment. If you don't like it, tell me. Keep it civil. Any interaction at all helps me in the algorithm. If you want to see this again, let me know. If you think this is Middle Eastern, I need you to tell me, is this just how the houses look, or if this is a communal prayer service thing? Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe. If you want to support me, there are 2 ways to do that. One, I have a PayPal donation link, and 2, I have the Patreon. The Patreon, you can get these videos ahead earlier than everyone else. You can get them uncensored. You can also get some things like bloopers and like cut out extended editions / spiels if I ever go on them. And you can have your name read at the end and the beginning of the video, depending on your tier. Tiers start for as low as $5. I gotta go. I gotta edit this. and not spend another 4 hours on Zillow Gone Wild.